Most of us are touched by cancer in some way, whether it's personally or someone we love. But here's a sliver of good news. Colorado oncologists are saving more lives than ever before. Our friends at 5280 recently did a deep dive into cancer treatments and advancements specifically here in Colorado. Assistant 5280 editor Barbara Urzua joins us with more on the article that's out in this month's issue. Here is the issue. Here's the article. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. This article is so in-depth. We've kind of been talking a little bit about it. It's called Evolutionary Oncology, Looks at Cancer Care, a really in-depth look. Talk about the increase in cancer research right here in Colorado.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of research hospitals in Colorado. We've got CU Anschutz, we've got all these big hospitals, and we've also got like smaller biotech companies moving into the state. And all of those people just bounce ideas off of one another. We're kind of seeing a shift from chemotherapy into more immunotherapy, which is kind of really changing things right now.
You also looked into research projects, and it seems to really, kind of be growing. What's the most promising one that you saw?
Yeah, there are these two doctors over at Children's Hospital who are working with DIPG, which is this really deadly childhood tumor that has like 100% mortality rate.
Oh my gosh.
And they've been working to kind of teach patient cells to attack the cancer cells. And so far they've shown like a cure in their mice trials, and they're hoping that that cure will translate to human trials.
That's huge. I was reading a section about glioblastoma as well, and doctors here that have made those rates look a little bit different because that's also a very scary diagnosis. Talk about rural cancer care. That's really a big issue. How is that changing?
Yeah, we're really seeing like a big push into areas outside of the Denver metro. I spoke with Parkview Medical Center in Colorado Springs and Community Hospital in Grand Junction. And they're both seeing like a big increase in cancer care out in rural areas right now. So patients no longer have to drive like 5 hours to Denver.
And that can make or break. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Talk about biotech companies and how they come into play with all of this.
Yeah, there's also a lot of smaller companies kind of moving in from the San Francisco area. San Francisco is really expensive, and I mean, so is Denver, but they're kind of like moving towards Denver because it's more affordable, and CU Anschutz is really good about kind of collaborating with smaller companies, renting out lab space. So yeah, there's a lot of those companies coming out here too.
I read this one statistic here that I wanted to bring up, and you're going to talk a little bit more about this. It says 28% decline in cancer mortality rate in Colorado from 2002 to 2019. That's huge. Talk a little bit more about kind of the numbers that you saw when you were doing this research.
Yeah, so incidence rates, rates of people being diagnosed are pretty much the same, if not even slightly increasing. Those mortality rates have like dropped really drastically though, and that is really thanks to all of these scientists and doctors doing all this work right now.
Cancer is such a scary thing, right? Whether it's you or someone you know. But when you walked away from this, because you worked on this for like 10 months or whatever, did you walk away from this feeling hopeful that we're moving in the right direction when it comes to cancer and treatments?
Definitely, yeah. We're really going in like the right direction right now. Just so many bright minds in Colorado, and everybody's kind of working together towards this like common goal.
Yeah, we're so blessed, truly the best docs here. So check out more of this in the 5280 magazine for this month's issue. It's really in depth. It's really a great read, so check it out. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It.